Welcome back, viewers, to another glorious day in the UK. Oh, I take it back, it's terrible. As ever, honestly, I haven't seen the sun for about 4 weeks, no wonder I'm constantly ill. Right, so, Wishbones now, viewers. We've got 8 lovely Mazda Wishbones here. They've all been shot blasted, or bead blasted, which is great. And they've all been powder coated, which is great. It tends to be a bit tougher than, you know, wet painting, so that's why I've gone for it. I'm tempted, it's quite thinner than I thought it was going to be, so I'm tempted to do another coat of wet painting over it, but I probably won't bother because they look so lovely. Yeah, so I don't know, I'll make a decision. I've also got a spray inside them as well because they get rusty inside. They're not too bad, but I've got to get put a lance down there and it just wax them inside, but otherwise they're good. Give them a clean up. So it's bushing time. William, dangerous. Say dangerous.
Daddy?
Yes?
Daddy.
Yes, but it's dangerous. Kema.
Daddy.
Yeah, leave it.
Daddy.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, we're cracking on. Now, bushings, I've never done 2-part bushings before. I've never seen a car with 2-part bushings. In fact, a car doesn't have 2-part bushings. It's just the aftermarket ones do. I guess because they're cheaper to make. So I've always had 1-piece bushings, which is metal on metal, and this is poly on metal, so it's kind of weird. And to be honest, it's not, well, I think I figured out how to do it. Turns out it's a bit more complex than you'd think. You think you just, you know, push a bit in. Well, let me show you. It's got a casting there of poly, a casting there of poly, and a metal sleeve. Easy, right? No. Turns out not. The problem is they don't fit together properly. Kind of hard to explain. But if you can see here, here's the first one I tried. You can see it's gone in okay there and it's flush there. But when you come to this side, it's not flush, and whatever I do, however much pressure I put on, it will not flush in. It will just bong, boing right out. And that's because when they get squeezed in here, it all gets squeezed together with the metal sleeve in, they expand, and so they get bigger, and so they no longer fit. So they just poing out the side, and that, you can't have that. It doesn't work. So I've found there's a specific way you have to do it. So what I did with this one is I put one sleeve in, I put the metal, I put one poly in, I put then the metal sleeve in, and then I tried to put this one on, and that didn't work. And then, so what I've decided to do is try putting a poly in and a poly in, squeeze them in together, then with them squeezed together, then put the metal sleeve in. But that still doesn't sort of work, kind of hard to explain why. So what you have to do is do all of that, as I said, but then at the same time have the washers in where the washers are going to go, to make sure that the metal sleeve always aligns with the right bit of the poly and the pressure's going to the same side and both sleeves are already in. And I have no idea why a different order of doing things works, but that order of doing things works, they're flush. That order of doing things doesn't work, even though they're the same thing. Weird, right? Makes no sense at all. So weird. Anyway, I think I've got my technique down, so I'm going to have to redo that one, figure out how to get it out. In terms of doing it, you just, you know, it's just press work. It's not very hard, but it just takes forever, and there's always a chance of damaging stuff, so it's super careful. I actually tried cutting the bushes down as well in size, so they're not as long, but it turned out to be a stupid idea, so I've given up on that. Yeah, so I'm just going to work on this jigsaw. The challenge is finding out really ways of, oh god, I've broken it, damaged that, never mind. Finding out ways of getting the various wishbones with the various spacings to fit in the doodah, in the press. Yeah, oh, and we've got to do ball joints as well. What ball joints to push in there? Worry about that later. Let's try and get the bushings done. Welcome back, viewers. Everything done, or sort of. It turned out that some of the bushes are just simply the wrong shape, and there's nothing I can do to make them fit. So anyway, front, uppers, ball joints are in, went in relatively easy. Rear bushings all just about fit. One's a little bit out, but hopefully should be okay. Front lowers, most are okay. One of them slightly out, another slightly out, but I think I'll probably get away with that. Rear uppers, no good. Just don't fit. You can see 3mm gap, 4mm gap there, and if you check here, you can see they're squashed together, so they can't go in anymore. So they're simply the wrong size. So there's no way they're going to fit. So I'll have to take them out, get my angle grinder, chop the end off, 3 or 4 mil, push them back together, and then they should fit together. And then rear lowers, just about okay, just about the right size. That's it. I'll get those other ones redone when I get a chance, when I get to my unit and my angle grinder. But that should be it after that. 8 lovely, pretty much brand new Wishbones.